Ladies and gentlemen, another day here in Denver for Broncos training camp, but this one was a little bit different. Pads came on for the first time. Guys were getting activated out here, and we're starting to see some guys really position themselves to break out this offseason. And in this video, we're going to break down everything you need to know from the news, the notes, the highlights, the observations. We've got you guys covered. However, before we dive into the video, I do want to give a major shout out to my guy Zach Stevens and all of the other reporters on here that cover the Denver Broncos. Make sure you guys go follow them, because even when I'm done with these videos, there's so much more news and notes coming from practice. Go follow them and you'll know everything, right? So go follow them if you haven't already done so. And with that being said, let's kind of dive into the video. Actually, comment down below 2 players that you guys are really excited to see during this year's preseason. Maybe a couple of guys that you think aren't roster locks but could potentially make this roster, or some guys that you think could potentially be X factors this season. Let me know what you guys think. Let's dive into another practice here for the Broncos. So, major piece of news here. Mike McGlinchey was actually back at practice for the first time today. Really good news, especially once those pads come on, getting acclimated back into the game, building more chemistry with your teammates here. New running back in the backfield with RJ Harvey and J.K. Dobbins. There's Evan Engram. There's Pat Bryant. There's a lot of new faces here in the building. So getting that chemistry going here early in training camp is a very good sign. And Mike McGlinchey being back is definitely a major upside to this organization as they try to compete for a potential championship this season. That was the first major piece of news that I wanted to discuss with you guys. We can also watch a little bit of the running backs and Pat Bryant go through some of these drills here. Troy Franklin, who did change his number from 16 to 11, go through some of these little drills here. But I did want to bring up Drew Sanders. He was carted off the field in yesterday's practice with a lower leg injury, not the Achilles, but it was a hyper extended, something. I don't know exactly what it was. Oh, actually, just kidding. They said it's going to be extended period of time that he's going to miss. So I don't know the actual injury, but he will be questionable for week 1. It's up in the air. We have no idea what's going to happen. But he is a guy that is and has really kind of thrived over the past couple of weeks in this system. Again, pads weren't on, so how much can we really take out of it? I don't know. But, man, they were loving him. So, him not being here for the next couple of weeks is going to suck. But they have a lot of guys that they are really, really high on. Now, he was more of an inside guy, more of an inside backer, off-ball type of linebacker. You have Dre Greenlaw, who you added from San Francisco, which is good. You have Alex Singleton, I believe another year of him. But you also have Lavelle Bailey, another guy that's starting to break out. And while Drew Sanders is recovering from this injury, they're going to count on some of these guys who we're going to see a lot in the preseason, by the way. Lavelle Bailey, Justin Schnod, you got a bunch of, so with JB Brown, another UDFA. I do expect they'll probably go out and sign someone for the next couple of weeks here as a camp body. But overall, this is a tough injury, and him missing time will hurt this team a little bit. Hopefully, he'll be back by week 1, 2, 3, around that area. But again, I have no information as of right now. We also got to see a little bit more work from the wide receivers. Now, in a second, we are going to break down, there's Devon Vele. We're going to break down some of what happened during 11-on-11s and 7-on-7s from today's practice. I do want you guys to keep in mind, though, that these reporters aren't really allowed to show any of that footage. So we're not going to have any footage on that. It kind of sucks, but they don't want other teams kind of reacting and studying the 7-on-7 and 11-on-11 plays that they're running in practice, that they're kind of installing with the team. Again, it makes sense. They can't show it. But we're going to talk in just a second about some guys who are standing out in today's practice. Before we do so, make sure you guys do me a big favor. Hit that like button if you haven't already done so. But also, subscribe to the channel. Guys, it is free. It doesn't cost anything to subscribe. And we will be covering this Denver Bronco team throughout the rest of training camp, every single practice. But also, preseason football. Once preseason kicks off, we're going to be breaking down all 22 coaches' film. And the same thing for regular season as well. We got you guys covered. Make sure you join the family and turn on post notifications. That way you're notified. With that being said, let's kind of dive into it. Now, all my news is coming in here from Zach Stevens. You guys can go follow him if you haven't already done so. Let's just refresh this from the top. So, let's break down a couple of things. First thing, Bo Nix finds Evan Engram. That connection right there is going to be huge for this team. We know how much Sean Payton loves these Swiss Army knife guys who can line up maybe, inline tight end, maybe in the slot. Maybe they can line up on the outside, right? They can line up in the backfield. They like, and he likes, having these guys. Evan Engram is that guy. He is that guy. And this is going to be huge for Bo Nix. Another safety net that can turn nothing into something. Just give the ball to him and watch him make plays in open space. Now, he found him on the first open pass of team period, which is essentially, I believe it's 7-on-7s. Actually, no, for them, I believe it's 11s. Now, it was a great pass from Bo, about 15 yards in the middle of the field. Evan Engram secured it, but would have had a massive collision with PJ Locke right there. So, obviously, this is a little bit concerning. They're not tackling. They're not hitting hard right now. They don't want any injuries. So, they're being very cautious with these. You got to be careful. So this is what we'd call hospital ball. I guess you do not want to lead your wide receiver, especially a new guy, or anybody actually. You don't want to lead them where they're about to get nailed. So definitely got to be careful with that. But again, the connection is starting to build. Don't want to see those in actual games because they will get lit up. Okay, next rep, RJ Harvey and J.K. Dobbins both have looked really good in pads. Now, what's interesting about this is, they've looked good in the past, right? They've looked good over the past couple of weeks. But for running backs, really trying to decipher how good a running back is, you can't tell until the pads come on. Until there's guys coming at them trying to bring them down. There's, they got to either run through them, run around them, go over them. There's got to be a way. And these running backs are finally getting an opportunity now when the pads come on. So these are big days for the running backs. He said going to be a very competitive competition. Ultimately, I've said this a bunch. I think J.K. Dobbins is going to be a big-time player for them, probably immediately in terms of, being a ball carrier, right? RJ Harvey can do both, but he can catch the ball very, very well. I kind of compare it to the Mark Ingram, Alvin Kamara type of offense here in, or that was in New Orleans. But I do expect both these guys will be heavily given the football this year. RJ Harvey maybe a little bit more in the passing game. He also tweets out Jeremy Crawshaw continues to destroy the ball while punting. I guess that's a good sign. Definitely want a good punter. What's been impressive is his accuracy has continued to improve. Good sign. Today, he's constantly punted the ball down to the 5-yard line. I know a lot of people don't think about it often, but special teams, punters are very important. I mean, you can flip a field if they start at the 5 compared to the 25. That is huge. They start from the 5 to the 15. That's very huge. It's an extra first down that they have to get. So, yes, it is huge. Having good punter is huge. So, I guess this is a good news. Now, talked about linebackers earlier. Another hit. Alex Singleton walked off the practice field into the facility with the trainer. I don't know what it is. This guy said hurt it with his hand and not his leg. That is good news if that is true. But ultimately, you do not want to see any more linebackers get hurt. They're already light now with Dre Greenlaw, Lavelle Bailey. They're going to have to sign someone. If this is an injury, he's out a week or two. If it is, they're going to have to go to free agency and bring someone else in. That's just, it is what it is. We also had some more news from Parker Gabriel, another guy you guys need to go check out if you haven't already done so. He covers the Broncos. He actually tweeted out, wide receiver Courtland Sutton did the team walkthrough early in practice, but no 11-on-11 work at full speed. Second practice day in a row, he has not been participating in these portions of practice. Sounds like it's not a big concern though. Source, he and the team are on the same page about his workload, and extension talks are ongoing essentially. So we'll figure a little bit more about this situation going further. But what that does mean for this team is a lot of other guys are going to get reps. And that being said, Marvin Mims, Devon Vele, Troy Franklin, and most importantly, Pat Bryant is a guy that's been targeted a ton. This guy is fitting in smoothly within the offense. I think Pat Bryant is going to be an X factor on this team before maybe week 8. I think these guys are going to be huge for them. So let me know what you guys think overall about this wide receiver room. I think I might end the video here if there's not any more updates. But again, there will be more updates. I think they're starting 11-11s. A lot more should be happening here very, very soon. Let me go check Zach Stevens here. Again, another guy you need to go follow. So let's see. Yep, another Courtland Sutton did not participate in 7-on-7. The first day of pads, Evan Engram was Bo Nix's favorite target. Nix connected with Engram 3 times in 2 team periods. had another in 7-on-7. So great news for Evan Engram. We are going to end the video here. Hit the like button, subscribe, join the family, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Again, go follow Zach Stevens. He's going to keep you guys updated so much. I mean, definitely, if you're a Bronco fan, go follow, and I'll see you next time. Peace.